welcome to your January 2023 message. I am so excited to be here and I'm so grateful for you. So let's go ahead and see what January 2023 has in store for you. So we are starting off with a tidy house, clarity and organization. Go the distance. Love that. And Council of Light. Okay. All right. Okay, Leo, here is what I'm seeing for you this month. I feel like you are sort of feeling like you're being rushed, almost like maybe there are some things, maybe you feel like, okay, so here's kind of what I'm seeing or kind of what I'm hearing in my head. Maybe you feel like you're not exactly where you should be, right? And I feel like you're pushing yourself. You're pushing yourself to the point that you feel like you're trying to be in a hurry. And I feel that that's why I feel like I'm being rushed. I want to point out here that exactly where you are, okay, exactly where you are, is exactly where you should be, right? You shouldn't try to push yourself to go further or to go beyond where you currently are. Because here's kind of how this is all playing out. Everything is in divine order. Like that is literally what I'm hearing. Everything is in divine order. You are experiencing and exactly where you need to be because you're meant to go the long haul, right? So imagine this. So let's say that you are running a marathon here, Leo. And let's say that you want to be the winner at the end of the race. But you want to be in first place, okay? If you run and overexert yourself in the beginning of the race, you will be so exhausted by the time you get to the end of the race that you could potentially come in second, third, or last, right? You don't want to overexert yourself in the beginning. You want to go the long haul. So you want to stretch your energy out throughout the entire race. And I feel like even though this is sort of like a cheetah and the cheetah is the fastest, cat out in the planet, what I'm hearing is slow and steady wins the race. And so I feel like this is something that you're needing to really ground within yourself. Because I feel like when you become grounded in this philosophy of slow and steady wins the race, you won't overexert yourself to the point that you feel like you become so over inundated or so overrun. And I feel like this is where you're needing to really sort of clean house a little bit in your mind. Because I feel, Leo is all about wanting to be front and center, right? They love the center of attention. But I want to point out that, Spirit is really saying that everything is in divine order. You're doing exactly what you should be doing, but give yourself some time to breathe. Don't try to overexert yourself too soon because you're meant to go further, right? So you have to time yourself a little bit more. I also want to point out here that, in order for you to go further, right, to be able to win this race or to be able to get to where you're going, you have to be willing to let stuff go. And I see that here with a tidy house, right? Like, so if you're running a race here, Leo, and there is clutter in your way, it's going to take you that much longer to weave and dodge all of the obstacles in your way in order for you to get to the finish line. So this is where you need to learn to maybe not rely on yourself so much and learn to ask for outside help. Because I feel like there are people in your life that are willing to help you in your life, but I feel like you're just wanting, it's almost like you don't want to ask for help because you want to be able to say, I did this all by myself. And what Spirit is saying is that you have to be willing to rely on others in order to help you go the distance. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the tarot here. Let's add on to this beautiful, amazing message. Okay, so here we have the 10 of Wands with the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so here we have the 10 of Wands with the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, what this is saying is that, you know, you need to get out of this habit of feeling like it's your sole responsibility to do all of the work. Again, when I see this here, it's really saying you got to rely on other people to help you to go the distance, to be able to achieve the goal that you are wanting to achieve. You know, it's not, I feel like you burden yourself more here, Leo, by literally trying to do everything all at once, right? Instead, if you just really spoke up and really asked individuals to help you that have the same interest as you or that are working on the same project as you, I feel like when you are able to put your heads together and collaborate with one another, you'll be able to get to that goal a lot faster. But understand that you're really hindering yourself from achieving this goal because you're trying to be like the superhero. You're trying to do it all on your own, and that's not really what you're meant to do. The other thing is that you have to look at it this way here with the Wheel of Fortune. And I haven't really looked at the Wheel of Fortune this way, but this is kind of what I'm seeing in my mind here, Leo. What I'm seeing is that, you know, when you don't ask for help, you're basically taking an opportunity away from someone to give to someone. Or when you don't accept something from someone, like if someone offers you help and you don't take it, you're taking away an opportunity for them to grow, to expand, and to learn. And that often goes against the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune it moves all on its own. We cannot control the Wheel of Fortune. It will move in the direction it is meant to move. And so this is what you're needing to understand. You're needing to understand that when individuals come into your life, when certain situations and experiences come into your life, they come into your life for a reason and for a purpose. And you're meant to allow that. You're meant to allow that. So I want to point out here that Spirit is really wanting you to, I'm not going to take all of those, but I am going to take this one, the Chariot. Okay. So Spirit is really wanting you to understand that in order for you to be victorious here with the Chariot, in order for you to be victorious and to see the success and to go the distance and to be number one at the end of that goal, you have to really call in that willpower, right? Be courageous enough to ask for the help, to accept the help when it arrives. And you have to think about it in this perspective here, Leo. You have to be smart about it, right? You have to see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that successful people, billionaires and all of that, they don't get to where they are by themselves. They always have help. And this is why it's so important for you, Leo, to take this advice. Because if this is what you are truly wanting and you want to go the distance and you want to be number one, then you have to rely on other people. Okay, so let's dig a little bit deeper here. So here we have the Strength card in reverse. So I feel that this is a place maybe that you struggle. You struggle to be confident enough to trust other individuals, right? Because it's not about trusting in yourself. You trust in yourself. I feel this is the reason why you constantly try to do everything all on your own. It's other people that you don't trust. And this is what you're needing to expand upon. So here we have the Knight of Materials, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And what it's saying is that when you can learn to be courageous enough and recognize that this is an area that you struggle in, that it is a weakness. But when you look at it as, you know what, as long as I push forward, as long as I keep moving forward, as long as I'm consistent and I always ask for the help that I need the help, or that I accept the help that I get, you'll start noticing huge success. You'll start seeing the rewards. You'll start seeing the actual results of your actions and your intentions, right? And I want to point out here that you are smart enough here, Leo, to recognize when certain individuals are trustworthy enough, right? So the people that you rely upon, that you put your trust and your faith in, you'll know whether they're loyal or not, right? And so this is where you have to, really build up the courage and the strength to do that. To really rely on someone else, because remember, you're offering someone else an opportunity of growth, right? By you trusting in them, right? But you're also learning and growing at the same time by building your own weakness into a strength, okay? Next, we have the Knight of Voices. So now we have two knights side by side, okay? With the Six of Emotions. And last but not least, we have the Queen of Voices, which is the Queen of Swords. Okay, so bottom deck, we have the Nine of Inspirations, which is the Nine of Wands. So here's what I want to point out, right? I feel that the more consistency and the more effort that you put into trying to collaborate and communicate with individuals and work together towards a common goal, the more clarity and that you will actually have in your goals. I think you'll have a better understanding of how you're going to get to where you want to get to, and what it's actually going to look like at the end of the road. I find this very interesting too, because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, and the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck. So here's what it's saying. The more work and the more effort and consistency that you put into collaborating with other individuals, the faster you're going to get to your goal. Imagine that. Then you have the Six of Cups here with the Queen of Voices. So what I'm seeing here is that, you have to understand that, maybe somewhere down the line, you've had certain experiences from your past that have made you really not trust other individuals, which is maybe the reason why you only rely on yourself. But this is something that you're needing to really cut out, right? Like, you have to build better experiences, and you have to recognize, you have to be intuitive enough and intellectual enough to recognize the individuals that you should put your trust and your faith in. And understand that when you do that, right, when you can recognize, okay, well, that was an experience I had in the past with certain people, but that's no longer my story. I want to build a better story. I want to have, a better goal in hand in order for me to have something for my future, right? And understand here, I feel like the only reason why you don't accept the help, or you don't ask for help, is because maybe somewhere along the line you were very disappointed. Someone really hurt you. And the Queen of Voices is really saying, do not make choices based off of previous experiences and how you felt. Do not make choices based off of emotions. You have to make very sound choices intellectually and intuitively. And understand that in and of itself is going to help you go the distance, right? Because the Nine of Inspirations is really about recognizing, how much work and effort that you've put into everything that you've put in. And once you've built that empire, once you have, achieved that goal, you'll be able to stand proud and stand tall and say, I did this, right? But understanding that you did this with the help of other individuals. Because, success doesn't come from just one man alone. It comes from a community. So Leo, this is your message this month. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next month with your new message. Bye, guys.